is unmuted.
We may have encountered some demons on the road to to Keelong.
That's right. Right.
On the bridge. On the bridge, yeah.
Now, to why we encountered said demons, they were just there, and they jumped us for no reason.
Well, I would say Tuglow knew what kind of demons they were, and they were demons of
they were
of greed, and it might have had something to
jealousy.
do with right. Might have had something to do with a little bit. They may have caught wind of it while you were in town. Something happened. What was it? Y'all were pulled out.
He pulls out the little stone,
right,
and he plucks it into his eye,
right,
in the middle of the street.
Yeah.
No, I may have, in fact, took out this bag of gold, and it triggered.
Now the bag of gold triggered him there, right? But as to why they were following you, they probably just figured out that you had good.
Oh no, they were okay. They were on the bridge, and Tuglow, Miss Slow had successfully untriggered them, and so they went back. And my head ass thought that it would be a good idea to bring out a bag of gold because I thought that they might be interested in. We might have some transaction information wise, and then they, the first one turned and they all.
Excuse me.
So
like you left when you were leaving Thistle Bridge.
I saved Semlin.
I almost ruined the whole encounter in one turn, but it was still. And basically, I think y'all had gotten to this tower of Thistle Bridge. Did y'all stay the night?
No, because we got there during daytime.
Right, and then y'all just poofed.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So now you
in the study of.
In the home of Tuglow. Into the study of Rhodessa.
Yeah, buddy. Woohoo!
But so basically, you as y'all arrive in the fashion I believe you described it was like it's not much flare. It's like you kind of closed your eyes and then all of a sudden you're there. So it's an odd feeling.
Yeah, that's about how it happened.
For all of you, considering this is the first time that Tuglow you've done it,
Right.
And everybody else, Samlin's done his little blinky thing in a close distance, but this feels different being a longer range.
Right.
But you appear in the study, and your mom looks up and she's like, "Oh, Tuglow, what a surprise! What are you doing here?" And she kind of gets up and kind of runs over to greet you.
Is that where we're at right now?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. I know it's kind of sudden, Mom, but I've been on an adventure. I have many things to do while back home, but we teleported here, and we wanted to kind of fast travel, if you will. I have a lot of people to introduce to you, Mom. This is Samlin, and this is Az. They're my traveling companions for this crazy adventure I've been on.
Oh, well, it's nice to meet you, Az and Samlin. I am Rhodessa Lowe.
Gang.
How do you do?
Very, very, very good. Tuglow, describe your mother to us.
I would say that she is also a fawn, or fauna, or whatever it is.
Fawn.
Same as the same as me. Of course, she is a little bit taller. She's a little bit more older / mature. than I am, but I would say that it's almost close to a spitting image that if I were older, that is, what I would come to look like.
Gotcha. So Tuglow got it from her mama.
Right? Gang?
Like what does she wear? You had to imagine what she was wearing. Does she dress more regally? Is it more toned down? Is it discreet, flashy?
Honestly, it depends on the day that she may have upcoming. If she has to go out in front of the nobles, then she'll wear her more flashy stuff. Today I see her wearing something that is more down to earth, with a little bit of darker color blue, kind of like a robe per se.
Okay.
Just your normal sandals that you'd be wearing, and based off of her appearance, it looks like she's either going to be going either out of town or maybe to the lower, kind of poorer areas of Keelong. And so, she doesn't have much jewelry on either. There's not many valuables on her. Honestly, if you were to look at her outside of my house, she would be someone that you could just see as if she were another commoner.
Cool. And then she kind of, she comes over to greet you and kind of grabs you and gives you like a big hug, and you can feel how excited she is to see you. And she's like, well, come sit down, and we'll let's catch up. And she kind of guides y'all over to like a small sitting area. If you want to like kind of describe the room a little bit, as she kind of can your mom use magic?
Yes.
As she kind of like waves her finger a little bit, and you hear just like a small dinging in like another area of that. And then
Anchoredly?
Well, I was gonna say, if you want to describe the room real fast.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
We'll give Tinkersley some time to come in.
So
as you all sit down, this is what you see.
Right. So in the room that we just teleported into, this is my mother's study, so Rodessa's study. Kind of towards the left side of the room, you'll have more books and kind of scrolls that you can see her studying. She has two different desks. One that you can see a lot of different papers scattered about. The other one has a book that she was currently reading, where she was sitting at. And then on the south side of the room, you can see more kind of instrumentals of different sorts and things. And then on the north side, you have the windows kind of looking down into our courtyard, and that's kind of where you have like other chairs for people to sit at, to just kind of have that sunlight, and kind of have a table there as well, so that way if we have like guests, we can have drinks and snacks, and just kind of sit at the table side and just speak as we need to. So we would be going towards the north side of the room to kind of lounge and relax, and then speak with Rodessa.
A couple moments pass as Tinkersley comes in. What does Tinkersley look like? I don't even remember what he.
I don't remember what he was now, but what he is now is he's a human, just your average, ordinary human man. Which is odd because he's kind of slender, but if you were to spar with him, or if you were to kind of bump into him, you could see and you could kind of feel the strength underneath the butler clothing that he has. To me, what I see is he has a monocle on his right eye, and then he just has a very trimmed and well-kept beard, and then just, normal on the top gray hair.
Your butler's Alfred from Batman. Cool.
Sure, I guess.
Because like canonically in the comics, I think Alfred's kind of a badass.
Oh, is he? Hey,
Yeah,
Oh, he is.
right.
hey,
He's fucked some people up before.
we got a
Right.
badass mullet.
Right. But Tinkersley comes in, he's like, yes, and as he comes in, his eyes kind of brighten up, and he's like, oh, Tug, welcome home. Oh, I wish I knew you were coming. I would have made things a little more prepared, but oh, it's great to see you. And he comes over and kind of just places his hand on your shoulder in like a, welcome home kind of way.
Right.
But then your mom's like, oh, could you fetch us some, if you wouldn't mind, get us some tea and things like that, a little refreshments. He's like, of course, and he dips out. She kind of sits back and gets adjusted in her chair, and she's like, so, I want to know what have you been up to? I've been worried about you. I've heard things happening in other places, and I've heard a lot of things. So what have you been doing? Hopefully you've been staying safe, staying out of trouble.
Well, I can't really say I've been staying out of trouble.
He's
And
like,
probably the things that you've probably heard, I've more than likely been involved in with my party here.
She's kind of, her eyes get kind of wide because, like, she, to her, you're probably getting the sense that she wouldn't imagine that you've been involved in any of that.
Mhm,
Just kind of
mhm.
looking at y'all, all of you, kind of scanning your other
I'm
party
slowly like
members.
turning my head away, like, no, I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know if you've heard of the disaster at Port Fortune. But we got wrapped up into that. Basically, some demons invaded, and the whole harbor is non-existent. It's in a rebuilding phase right now. We've been actually sent on a quest that I was hoping maybe you might know something about. And on our way here, we actually stopped by Thistlebridge, and we went deep sea diving or deep ocean diving. Whatever one you want to call it. And after completing a quest for Pormog, he had a message that he wanted me to deliver for you. It's kind of vague, but he said for me to seek more information on those I idolize, and he wanted me to give you his regards and that he said hello. I didn't even know that you knew him. So that's kind of weird, but
And her,
could you...
you've seen her face go through like a range of emotions as she hears that you're out there freaking fighting demons and stuff, like you just see her going through it, like from like shock, and then she's like pondering it, and then you get to mentioning how you saw Pormog and stuff, and then when you say the part about knowing more about who you idolize, basically, she gets like a look on her face, and she's like, well, she's like, that's a lot to unpack. We'll get to, we can get to some of it later, but so you were in Port Fortune when it happened. That's my gosh. I'm glad you're safe. If I would have known, I would have been worried sick. So I guess it's probably better that I didn't know. But what
Sometimes ignorance is bliss, man. It is true.
Yes, it definitely is. But what bring I'm happy to see you. But is there anything you're just stopping by to visit? Is it,
So actually, there's many different things, but two things are on the forefront of my mind. One, and I don't know if this is maybe something that we may have to speak with in private, but I had a dream, and I have received some blessings from the god Emus, and I was wondering if you knew anything about that. And then two, what's her name from the cow lady from Port Fortune?
Emiris.
Amaris. Amaris sent us over here looking for some artifacts, and she told us that Keelong was the first place that we should head to, and she was going to have us sail over here before, the port got destroyed, so could have been here faster, but,
Well, goodness.
So I don't know, do you know something about that, or should we go ask Dad, or...
Well, one thing at a time. The first thing, you grew up with us. We're not too, into the divine, but that it's surely an amazing thing. So you've talked to Emus.
Yeah, I had a dream, and she kind of visited me there, and
As they start talking about all of this, I kind of feel not at ease, ears dropping on a family reunion. So I kind of put my hand on the table, on the table, and I kind of stand up, trying to be as polite as I can, interrupting the discussion, saying, "I am very glad to see you reunited with your acquaintance and your family, Miss Lowe. I would like you to take the time to, process and have some time with your family. Family is a weird thing for me. It's kind of far off, so I understand the value of it as I miss it. So I'm going to see with this fella. What was his name?
Tinkerly.
Tinkerly. Yes, I shall wait for you in the next room, and please apologize my interruption."
Rodessa's like, "Oh, it's no interruption. It's very kind of you, but
I insist, ma'am. I insist. One has to take the time required for when they have the chance to do so, and so I excuse myself."
Okay. And Tinkerly kind of leads you. You come out into the hallway. Tuglow, what does Az see in the hallway? How big is your house?
So we have like a mansion. So my mom's quarters, I guess, are in the west wing on the second floor. As he comes out of the west wing, there's windows still overlooking into the courtyard.
Mm-hmm.
And so he can either walk down the west wing, go down the stairs, and then go into the courtyard once he leaves down the stairs through the northern exit. He can go out of our house through the southern exit. He can venture to the east wing, which is where, if he's on the second floor, that's where my father's stuff is. If he goes on the first floor, east wing, that's where my stuff is. On the bottom floor, west wing, that's where Tinkerly's stuff is at.
I would assume Tinkerly would probably take you to a common area of some kind, so either the courtyard or a sitting room, wherever one of those may be.
For simplicity's sake, I will just say that I will ask Tinkerly to show me to the courtyard, where I will start to unpack our gatherings and organize them, and that's what I'm gonna be doing.
Okay.
While sipping a tea, while you have your conversation.
Cool.
Yeah.
Works.
I'll say Samlin's like, "Yeah, same." Then he's gonna go out. He's gonna go out and help Az sort through stuff.
You can also, Samlin can also meditate in the courtyard if he needs to,
Word.
for flavor's sake.
Quality pebbles out there.
Oh, the finest. The finest.
The finest.
Quality pebbles. All right. What was the second thing you did ask over?
The artifacts.
The artifacts. And she kind of, you see her think for a moment. She's like, you have really gotten yourself in deep, haven't you?
Well,
to be sent by Amaris to come gather information on things like this is I just didn't imagine, it would happen so fast.
Well, the stories that you shared when I was younger definitely made a big impact on me.
She's kind of like, I'm glad they made a positive impact. But we can discuss more on that later. As far as I'm trying to think. We were talking about.
Give me the information.
Well, and she ask your question again. Didn't formulate correctly.
Do you know anything about any of the artifacts that may be located in Keelong? So that way we can fend off Jasper and whatever he may be plotting. Or should we go talk to Dad?
I'm unfamiliar with this Jasper fellow. I am familiar with some of these artifacts. We don't have any in Keelong per se. But we do have resources that could help you fight, knowledge, things of that nature. The scholars of the city are, we are well researched. So we may have some information that could help in those aspects.
Question for the DM.
Mm-hmm. She would say the closest artifacts that she knows of off the top of her head is there's one kept by the Simia in Breeze, which you would know Breeze is, if you look at the map.
Oh, let me look at the map.
Breeze is like kind of like a village like what Samlin's from.
Mm-hmm.
The village of Simia. And they are...
Oh, Jesus.
Breeze is right there.
Holy. Okay, well, that's,
And then also she says, and she's like, the ones located with the Simia are the, the arcane gauntlets, blessed by O'Lillian. And she, she kind of mentions, like, your friend that was with you, he may be able to help you with that. Based on his dressing, he seems to be one of the Elema, the Simias that kind of, live with the elements. There's also chances of, it's unconfirmed because it is shrouded in a bit of secrecy, but in Nagesh, is, you would know that's a city to the south. She's like, there may be, I've heard whispers of something powerful being held there. Whether or not it's something they are willing to part with or contribute with, is, from what I've heard, the artifact there could be one of the more maliciously aligned deity. So it could be something that maybe shouldn't be utilized by those fighting on our side.
I see.
But and of course, there's plenty of we have access to books and histories and things like that, that you can absolutely check out and see if there's anything that might help you out.
Sounds good. Is it Farah here?
She's not in right now. She'll actually be back about 2 days' time. We have a, how would you call it? Not council meeting, but, you know, I'm trying to think of the right word to say. I don't know. We're having a meeting with the king and all of his advisors, okay. and you know, your mom says that in a much more eloquent way.
Right. Heard.
Basically said in about 2 days we'll be having, you know, this assembly to discuss some of the issues that have been happening. As nothing has really penetrated, you know, this far south into the Old Kingdom, but we want to be prepared.
Gotcha.
But she'll be back then, and you know, honestly, if you think it might help, y'all could come and perhaps talk to the king, and you know, maybe your father could get you a slot to speak, and you're needing aid, and this would also help you get access to things that normally you don't have access to.
I think that would be very convenient for us. Even if we have to wait a day to kind of, you know, get settled in and let the hearings proceed and all, you know, the normal,
right,
you know, back and forth,
you know.
You know how these things are, Ma.
Of course. Help us.
But but I mean, you know, if you can get us a seat, you know, I definitely look at that. But I know there are some places that we probably need to go. Maybe some of the people in my party may need to go somewhere. I don't know. You know, we just kind of teleported here.
And she's like, yeah, I noticed that trick that you have now. It's very interesting. It's amazing to see how much you progressed.
Yeah, there's a few things that I've still got a ways to go. I haven't even gotten to open the letter yet. And I'm hoping that maybe one day I can, you know, between me and her, you know, I'm hoping that maybe one day I can get into the order and follow into your footsteps.
Well, I'd say you're well on your way. I'm very impressed. But I'm sure you're tired. Your he's not here right now. In the court, royal court, whatever you want to call it. He'll probably be back this evening sometime, so y'all feel free to rest and make yourself at home, or you know, I'll have Tinkersley prepare the guest chambers for your friends, and you know, you'll find all of your stuff is where it was.
Sounds good. Thanks, Mom. If I need anything, I'll be sure to look for you.
All right, it sounds great. So good to see you. I've been worried. It makes me very happy to see you in one piece.
Trust me, I'm very glad to be in one piece after the things that I've seen.
She kind of like chuckles, but you can tell she's like hiding fear. But you can tell she's hiding worry.
Right.
But with that, she kind of, you know, stands up and y'all kind of have a good little hug, and you know, she kind of like rubs your head, and you know, you get to feel that matronly love that you haven't felt in, you know, several months since being gone. and with that, she kind of, just like kind of pulls you back and just kind of looks at you, and just you see so many emotions go through her face, like worry, pride, sadness, happiness, like everything. Like she takes a deep breath and she's like, we have a lot to talk about here in the next few days. How long are y'all staying?
Honestly, as long as we need to, and especially once however long it takes for us to get information on Breeze and the things going around there.
Well, I have a lot to do today, but I'll try to find some time to help out if I can as well.
Okay. I'll definitely be sure to, have some time with you and talk, and, I'm curious to what you may say, and, what maybe you might know something about Pormog.
Oh, yeah, she kind of chuckles. She's like, I know a lot about Pormog. You can tell he's an older guy, for a human for sure. But he's a good guy. But anyway, y'all need anything, let me know. And she kind of heads back over to her desk and kind of gets back to her papers, right?
And then since they're in the courtyard, I just kind of telepathically link to Az and just say, "Hey man, we're done
Az,
speaking.
out of nowhere.
I'm about to head back down."
Out of nowhere, sounds like Tuglow just came and got right in your ear and was like, "Hey man."
I don't know why I'm surprised, actually, but never mind.
Should be used to it by now.
Right.
We have organized our things. We should be good to go whenever you are done.
Sure.
And it seems that you are done, so we're good to go.
Yeah, just meet me back at the bottom of the staircase, and then we'll proceed to head out. And bring Samlin with me.
You sure you want to ask me to navigate spaces that I'm not very much acquainted with?
Quite literally, you walk through the door.
I start walking towards the exit of the house, towards the street.
Other way, come other way, other side.
As just starts climbing over fences.
Actually, you know what? Just stay there. I'll come get you.
Yeah, I think that's better.
So I navigate down to the courtyard. I get them. I signal them to the door that I'm at, and then they walk through the door with me, and we go through the south part of the house, which is like the front of the house. And then we go out and we are in the streets of Keelong.
And if you want to, you can kind of describe the front of your house and stuff, like just how big it is, if you do. Which, I mean, you kind of already conveyed it, so it doesn't really matter. What were you saying, Baguette?
I'm curious about what the town looks like what kind of building it is, what kind of weather it feels like.
Keelong is a little bit warmer than some of the other places you've been. A little more tropical. But not tropical like palm trees. Tropical like Mexico. I don't know. It's just warmer. Got it?
Okay.
As of right now, it is sunny. 30% chance of rain, right?
Cloudy with a chance of meatballs.
No, but Keelong actually. Keelong, a city shaded in reds, yellows, oranges, and browns. Buildings are mostly made of stone. The area like Tuglow lives in, you notice all the stones are like immaculately worked. They're very smooth, unless it has something carved into it. And from where you are, it's kind of odd because you're like, oh, this is a big city. but you don't really see any city around you. Like you see the other big houses, but you don't see any like city per se. And as y'all begin,
It's like Washington. Like you don't see omega big buildings or.
Well, no, it's like as you begin to walk, you kind of come into a part where you can see there is a like circular wall that like kind of surrounds this district. And like if you were looking as you like come to the opening in the wall that leads into another section of the city, it is a downward staircase. And like from this point you kind of see that the city is like tiered. And so like the higher class businesses, homes, along with a fairly large keep, you know, like a castle, you might call it. I wouldn't call it like a superbly grand castle, but is kind of in the upper tier of the city, and then it drops down as you like get to the staircase. You can kind of look down the slope of the city, and it's, if you look at it from the air, it almost look like fish scales, I guess, because it basically looks like a bunch of circles overlapped on each other, and like each pocket kind of has like its own thing.
Okay. I think I get it.
And yeah, like I said, it's mostly like stone buildings, but the stone, it's not like typical gray stone like you had seen in Port Fortune. It is like colored, not dyed, but it's just the natural color of the stone found in.
Okay.
But like in the nicer areas, the stone is very well cut, well worked. As you go down, it's almost as if the degree of working on the stone and quality of it deteriorates as you like go to poorer areas.
Or okay. So, Miss Lowe, you I assume you've had a pleasant time reacquainting yourself with your mother, and I hope everything went well.
Things went good. Everything was good. I got a little bit of information, but for right now, my dad is at a court hearing with the king and his advisors and such. She said that we may be able to get into a hearing, so that way we can maybe get access to things that we may not normally have access to, because, you know, they're going to be talking about the things that happen in Port Fortune. You know, will it be coming towards this way? Things of that nature. So I figured maybe getting us a spot would be good. Could be very interesting in the sense of access to things. But she also did tell me that the artifact, one of the artifacts that we're looking for, may be in Breeze, which is like on this island to the east of us. And so that could potentially be our next destination if we don't want to do this hearing.
And like when you mention Breeze, you do see Samlin perk up a little bit, like a hint of recognition of it.
Samlin, have you heard of Breeze, or have you visited? My mom mentioned some things that may be of interest to elemental users and to simians.
Yeah, I mean, Breeze is, it's kind of like Terra, that they are gifted with the wind, whereas, you know, and from what I've heard, they tend to embrace it more than my people do.
Mm.
I think my village is a little more restrictive of, I guess they're a little more hide it as opposed to learn how to use it. But,
Mm.
It is what it is. But I mean, yeah,
If
if
we
we
were
go there,
to-
that'd be cool.
There wouldn't be no no ill will towards you for being from Terra, would there?
No. Not like we're not gonna start a gang war.
In my head, I'm thinking like the Northern
Oh,
Water Tribe
shit.
versus the Southern Water Tribe, you
Oh
know?
my god.
And it's like we got to pull up on them,
No.
Then yeah, I mean, I would definitely be, whatever y'all want to do. If we want to go to Breeze first, or if we want to go to this hearing and maybe get some interesting information and access. I know a couple places around the town I can take y'all to wherever whatever y'all need, wherever we need to go, I can take us there. But I kind of didn't make any concrete plans with my mom, except to speak with her some more about some things in a couple days' time.
Well, I guess passing on that possible hearing would not be very well seen, and there's not really any reason for us to pass on it. I mean, who gets the chance to entertain the presence of a king? I'm kind of curious.
As I'll tell you, as a little insider information, it's super boring. I've had opportunities to listen, and it sucked.
Yeah, there were
but
definitely times where
imagine-
Tuglow got brought to work.
The appointment is being made, and we're not here to. I think it would reflect bad on us. And I'm
Samlin kind of
speaking
pulls out the map,
consequence
and he's like looking at the map.
understanding
He's like, yeah, I don't think we could get to Breeze and back in 2 days. A couple of days. However long you said it was. So we might just need to big chill.
Well, it's not like we don't have a lot of, currency to spend on that new town. Who knows?
You are, once again, I will say, back in a city with a lot more resources.
Yeah, we've got. I have things that I need to go figure out shit for. As I know you've got stuff, Samlin, you may have some stuff too. So I mean, I don't really, when I was younger, there was no need for me to know of like the smiths and the forges and things of that nature. I'm sure Tinkered Lee would know where we could go, but as far as like other things, I could definitely, possibly
The plug.
get us somewhere.
Well, you would know where to go and ask, so.
Yeah, Tuglow would definitely be able to find any.
Right.
When it comes to, looking for
Mm-hmm.
places in the city. What y'all
So I
doing?
mean, as I know you've got some things to settle up, I know I've got way too many things to do. So I mean, yeah, I've got a fuck ton of shit to look for and to do.
All right. So what y'all doing?
Well, let's roll a dice. D20, the higher goes first.
How about pick a number between 1 and 20?
I'll take. I think Squirtle might be 5, or War Turtle might be 5, so I'll take 5. War Turtle. Pokédex
Baguette.
number.
pick a number or roll you a
9.
number to pick 9?
Wait, hold on. Fuck. He's 8. I want 8.
Well, it doesn't really matter because Baguette won.
Okay, well, there you go. GG.
15 was what I had in mind.
Then let's take us there. Let's take ourselves to let's take ourselves to some kind of merchants.
Okay. Tuglow, do you know of any merchants?
All right, let's go to let's try and see if we can find a blacksmith to help me out with my blueprint.
A blacksmith?
Something of that nature, more like a mechanist, but there's bound to be some kind of in between. Like in between the engineer and the guy that does horses' shoes, horse shoes. A tinkerer.
Right. That's essentially what you're looking for.
A collector of
Tuglow, do you
weird
money?
mechanical things.
Um,
All you gotta do is they know if you what with it.
I mean, I have a name.
Oh, well, go for it.
Well, I mean, Specklewolf.
Okay. Where's Specklewolf's shop?
It's like down the road to the left. I remember.
Not precisely exactly, but like, is he in like a mercantile area? Is he in like a ore area? Is he in the nice area?
So that was what I was gonna ask you. Like, would each ring have like a theme to it? So like you have like your blacksmiths and your forgers in one thing, and then you have your merchants and all this in another, and then you have all your food areas like this. Would it be like that, or would it be intermingled so that every tier has something to go for them that they can go for? Because based on that,
it's not like really no. Hold on, let me.
Because see, what I was thinking was, if it's like every tier has a theme, there would be like, the higher class and the lower class like shops in that theme, and then I would bring us to the higher class one. If there's like each layer has their own thing, then I would know where my like layers person is in my layer. So you choose how you'd want it to be the layout.
Bro, just where is it? You pick. You decide. I don't really care.
All right, we're going with each tier has its own set of stuff.
Cool.
So like,
so there is like a kind of like a market space in each one, right?
Exactly.
Okay, cool.
Exactly.
So which?
So we're gonna go
Basically, he knows the fancy neighborhood, and
Right.
that's all he knows.
Not necessarily.
Well, what he's acquainted with.
Right. So actually, Specklewolf's smithing.
Oh, that's the shop name. I like it.
Is one tier lower than mine, and my mom knows so many different fucking people, so I would advise you to not bring too much shiny, sparkly jewelry. Don't have too much on you. You can have your money, that's whatever, but try to hide it. We don't want no trouble nowhere. And so I'll lead us down the stairs into Speckle shop.
Okay. So you travel for a little bit, and like I said, you can kind of see the change in the quality of buildings, because y'all aren't in like the slums or nothing. You're just kind of in like the more middle class area. But you can kind of see that the middle class area is probably the smallest. It's not huge, as vast as like the more rundown areas or even the more wealthy areas.
Wealthy, yeah.
But you go through and you notice like the buildings, like I said, the stonework changes from place to place. Like, you know, as you come out of the higher end areas, it's a little more rough cut stone. You know, it's more like utility, like, hey, I'm just building a building here. But it's not ugly per se. Not like so jagged that it just looks like a pile of rocks.
Mm-hmm.
But you arrive at Spackle Smithing, and you enter the door, and what is Spackle with a name like Spackle? I'm kind of wondering what race they are.
Where's the thing?
If you go to
game rules, no.
What are you looking for? The races?
Yeah, the races.
Ancestry. Go to character creation, chapter 1, character creation. Or, oh yeah, chapter 1, ancestry. The best way to look at it is with this.
I got it. He is a...
Dang, Baguette, when you send a picture of them potatoes, man? That shit looks good.
What?
In the voice channel chat 1014, you sent a picture of y'all's McDonald's potatoes.
Oh, that was when he was talking about the wedges.
Yeah, they look super freaking good.
Mm-hmm. They were.
Spackle Wolf is a
Spackle.
honest to God, he's a Qatari.
Okay, cool. On a cat person.
Sorry, honest to Emus, he's a Qatari.
Honesty. Enter into Spackle Wolf's smithy, and you see standing there a Qatari man, and he's like working on something, and you know he hears the door open, and kind of instinctually he's like, oh, hello, you know, and then as he turns around, he like sees you, and he's like, well, look who it is. What can I do for you today, Miss Lowe?
My dearest Spackle, it's been so long. I hope you've been well.
I've been making it good as I can.
I'm so glad to hear that. I have with me a friend of mine. In our adventures, he has some possible business for you, and I couldn't think of any finer place than yours. So I wanted to bring him here.
Well, I'm glad you
As he
think
says
of
that,
me.
I'm kind of. As he says that, I'm looking around. Do I have the feeling that it is a fine place? A serious place, or?
Oh yes, like it is a tinkerer shop, you know, based in business. You see like several interesting kind of like you see tools laying around, but it's like tools with gear work and things like that. So yeah, I mean, you get the sense that he is a craftsman of some degree.
This would work. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
You've seen a lot more than you've seen at any other place that you've, tried.
Yeah, I would assume.
Right. You definitely see a lot more stuff. Now, no, he doesn't have a rack of rifles on the wall, but you know.
Yeah.
As a, you know, a tinkering-minded person, or excuse me, Clank, yourself, you get the sense that, you know, this guy probably knows his stuff.
If not better than me. Probably.
Yeah, I mean, possibly.
Okay. Yeah, thank you for the introduction, Miss Lowe.
Wait, was that sarcasm?
No. No, it was not sarcasm. I was trying to
Wait,
remember
did Tuglow
the name.
introduce you? Spack Wolf.
Yeah. Spack Wolf. So a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Spack Wolf. Very glad that somebody in this town is acquainted with someone who seems to have such a workshop. I'm quite impressed. It's probably the most impressive workshop I've seen since a long time.
And he's like, well, you know, his eyes are kind of wide as he kind of registers. You know, at first it's like, oh, hey, here's somebody I hadn't seen in a while. And he's like, oh my gosh, it's like a Clank, you know. And he's like, I'm sorry for staring, you know, I've met Clanks before, no offense, but, you know, I just think it's fascinating how you guys are, you know, how you exist. It's really cool. But thank you for your compliments.
Yeah, I have no clue either. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I've read a few papers that that Elliot had kind of shared around. Kind of hard to get your hands on stuff like that, but it's very fascinating how, you know, you guys came to be. A testament to the power of us people here on the ground, you know.
Yeah, very much so. Well, it seems we're like-minded persons then. I would require your help in regards to a project that I've been working on for the past weeks now.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you can help me out.
Yeah, I can definitely try.
So I take out of the satchel of my bags. I take out like the few blueprints that I've been drawing and thinking through so far, the frame and the halfway done firing mechanism. And I ask him, so that's basically the idea that I had. Now if you have any suggestions towards achieving the goal that the blueprints depicts, it would be of big help to me. Now, what I'm looking for is either you helping me finish the whole thing or pointing me to somebody who can, and I would hope to help that you can at least help me through the firing mechanism part.
He's kind of looking at the blueprints. He's like, wow, this is really impressive. But yeah, absolutely, I can. You know, it'd take a couple of days, but I could definitely, you know, work on these finer parts of the trigger mechanism. And I have a contact who could most likely help make this barrel for, you know, this. I don't necessarily have the tools to make something quite that robust and large, but I'd have trusted guys who do these size things for me. So I could help you with it.
Have you ever heard of ways to use magic instead of I was glad enough to be gifted in magic for some reason that goes beyond my own life, and I was wondering if there is such a thing as a way to avoid traveling with a bunch of ammunition on me. Have you ever heard of something like that?
Yes and no. There's not really. At that point, it's not really a a musket, if you will. At that point, it's just a wand.
Okay, yeah, makes sense.
There is the added benefit of having something that deals direct physical. I'm not a super fight heavy guy, but you can there is a merit to having something that doesn't inflict magical wounds.
Yeah, as I've come to meet some of them fellows, I'm not gonna lie to you, this project has a very obvious aim. I've been in some difficult trouble, as Miss Lo can attest to, and this would very much be of help. So, would not be used to pursue dark endeavors per se. But yeah, if you can help me out, I would gladly leave you the blueprints and come back to you with the means to reward your hard work.
Absolutely. I'll go ahead and just let you know. It's probably gonna cost you roughly, we're including the barrel as well. Maybe 600. It's kind of like what we're looking at. Just to give you a heads up, and of course, the price may change depending on how easy or hard it is, but is that
of course,
something like that okay? Okay. I just want to make sure that I'm always happy to help people out, but I don't want to.
If you need a down payment, I can.
No, that's not necessary. I trust you, and I know the lows very well.
My dear Spackle, I would never come to you without having a request myself.
What can I do for you?
I have on me a whole head of a sand burrower. I was hoping.
That's right.
Is there any kind of possible armor? Any kind of potential maybe shield or secondary equipment that can be made out of this?
Absolutely, there are things that can. I'm not too versed in the armor crafting. You might need to I'll tell you what, if you'd like, I can inquire about it through the person that I'm going to have the barrel done. I can also, talk to him about it, and, armor crafting can take quite a long time. But if that's something you wanted to start, and then, y'all could, if you have to go, you can always come back and see,
Right.
But yeah, I mean, there's all sorts of stuff that you could make from something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be so rude to come to your shop and not have any, possible work to ask of you. That's not how the Lowe's would ever deal business.
Of course. What is there a specific item that you're hoping to get out of it?
Truth be told, I was hoping to maybe speak with the person making it, but whether it be a shield or any kind of armor piece, either one would do me very, very well. Yeah, either one will do me real well.
Well, I'll just I'll mention it to the guy, and then we'll get in contact with you about it.
Okay. Thank you very much, my dear Spackle.
No problem.
Samlin, you got anything over there, partner?
Someone's like, nope. Typical
I make my
Samlin.
own rocks.
Yep.
Hey, all good.
But
Would you be selling anything by any chance in your workshop? Things of that can be of interest to us.
you're more than welcome to take a look around, see if anything catches your eye. A lot of utility
Sounds good.
stuff, nothing really too fancy. And he kind of walks over. He's like, "This here, it's basically an egg beater, but like the old style egg beater where you twist the handle and it makes the thing spin, like a mixer. You know what I'm talking about, Baguette?
Mm-hmm.
Got like the whisks on the end, but it's like the shit from the 50s. He like something
Plan
like
on
that.
making any cakes, Miss Lo? No. Okay. I guess not then.
Then he's like, also have this, and it's basically just has like a winch. It's kind of like only way I could describe it. It's a pulley with a locking mechanism, so you can tighten stuff and it like locks into place, release it, and like let the slack out. It's just like little gadgets like that.
Okay.
Nothing too crazy, but like everything seems really well made. If there's something specific you were looking for, maybe he could check the back,
Not really.
If there's something you had in mind, but there's nothing really that's like jumping out at you like, oh my gosh, so cool.
Nice, nice work. On those. How long do you think we should come back in? How long is it gonna take for us to?
I would say for your stuff, considering, I'd give it about 3 days.
3 days. Sounds good.
3 days, yeah. Because the barrel, I don't think that would take him very long. I'll go ahead and get him over to that. To start working on that. The longest part is going to be assembly and stuff like that. Like putting the mechanisms together.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, anything else I
Okay.
could do for you?
Then I guess we're good for now.
Good deal. Y'all can, you kind of exit the store.
As they exit the store, I tell them that I'll be out in a moment, and I kind of pull Spackle to the side and ask him, hey, as I've been out adventuring, and you've kind of seen me from a wee lass to, kind of growing up, and I ask him, is there anything or any kind of information about my mother that you would be able to possibly tell me that I might not know, or that you may know from the past?
Like, this is an interesting question. But no. I have a business relationship with your mother. Not too keen on her private affairs. Very strange question you ask, young lady. Bro, you leaned in like you were about to say something. You said,
No.
thought you'd be
Well,
like,
I mean,
well.
Well, as I've grown, and as I've adventured, and as I've kind of been having my eyes open to the world, there are certain things that I'm particularly interested in, that I am seeking information on, and I was just, you've been very good friends with my family, and I was just seeing if maybe you knew something.
No, nothing out of the ordinary. Can't say if I did know something, I'd be comfortable telling you.
Wow, that's crazy.
Well, I've known you for, it's weird. To me, it still feels like, telling a little kid things. Yeah, I know you're not a little kid anymore, though. But it's hard to shake that feeling.
Of course,
you know, your mother is
totally
an
understand.
open person. If you have prying questions about her specifically, you know, I think she might be the kind of person that you could just ask.
Okay. Hey, and Spacker,
That
I
may
very
be
much
the
appreciate
thing
it.
you don't know about your mother.
Look it. Hey,
Spackle Wolf's kind of like,
Spackle.
damn, I'm smart.
Hey, you know what, Spackle Wolf? Hey, I appreciate it very much.
He's like, maybe I should go from tinkering to philosophy.
Well, hold on now. Oh, we'll
But with that, he's like-
definitely be back.
Yeah, he's like, it was good to see you again, Tug.
Always a pleasure to see you.
Y'all have a good one. Talk to you soon.
You do the same. Yes, yes. And then we'll walk out. Or I'll walk out,
You
And-
drag Spackle Wolf out. You're coming with us, bro. GM has to play 2 characters now.
Hell yeah.
All right, and so you go join Az and Samlin outside.
Question, do I leave my Beetlehead with him? Or will he just give me the
I
information
would
about
assume
who
you'll
I need?
take it with you because
Okay.
right.
I just want to make sure.
Because
Az,
essentially,
I guess
kind of
now
went
we're
from
off to your potion shop, Miss Lowe.
man just assuming.
I mean-
he's probably right though.
Well, I mean, I was gonna ask him if there was, somewhere else that he needed to go, because he said he had a lot of things.
Oh, Miss Lowe, you know me. I'm ready to lose myself in the city to encounter things that I could not think of. So we'd rather do your business, and then I can go and lose myself in that city,
Okay.
maybe, or not.
Well, I mean,
Oh.
speaking of potions, since you brought it up.
Let's do it.
So we'll head to Aurelius's Aids. It's a potion shop. It is closer to my home since it's in the higher end, and since potions have a magical affinity, I would assume that more of the poor people kind of can't really have access to that, at least here. And so that's kind of on the upper tiers in Keelong. So we'll head over that way.
Word. So you all kind of go back up a tier, back into the higher class area of the city, and you make your way to Aurelius's. What was it?
Aids.
Aids. Shout out Aurelius.
Hell yeah.
I thought that was cool. All right, so you arrive at a nicer, like I said, it's in the fancier district, so it has the nice smooth cut faces on the stones. Like the doorways, maybe have a little more carving into it and things like that. But you open the door and what do they see?
In front of us, amongst a plethora of different items, we see a fairy, a female fairy, by the name of Aurelius.
Okay.
She, being on the upper side of the city, or I guess tier, whatever, the Az and Samlin kind of notice a change and a shift in how I withhold myself when I speak with her.
Is the teacher, the master.
Well, it's more so of because we are in the higher end, fancier, wealthier tier, I am expected to
Act a certain way.
basically have a stick
Hold
up my
yourself
ass.
to a better disposition.
Yeah, perfect. Couldn't have said it better myself.
But
I'm gonna make it my best to.
just start acting like a. Az walks up, finger in the
I'm gonna
nose.
just- No, on the
But-
contrary, I'm looking to be very, like, very up and
Oh Lord.
Noble
and
and
steady as he goes.
Right,
Az is
right.
gonna piss off another shop owner. Oh God. No. But as you enter, this ferry,
Yes.
like a Daggerheart ferry.
Yeah.
So, somewhat insectoid-like, creature. What size are they? In your head? Is it like a smaller kind of little fairy person? Or is it like, you remember the Arcanist, is also a fairy, but she's like 7 foot tall.
No, I would say it's like 2 potions height.
2 potions tall. So
Yep.
a fairy, a smaller fairy than what y'all may
Right.
have seen previously.
Right.
Even though I would say fairies are few and far between normally. I don't know if maybe there's a larger population of them in Keelong,
Mhm.
That would be up to Tuglow's discretion. But she looks up and she's like, "Oh, Miss Lowe, welcome. What can we do for you today?"
Let me think. It's afternoon, right? Because we teleported, or is it
Yeah, it's like
going into?
between lunch and dinner right now.
Okay. And so I'll kind of curtsy and do the noble curtsy and say, "Good afternoon, my dearest Aurelius. It is such a pleasure to see you."
And she's like, "Oh, likewise. It's been so long since you were last in. Hope you've been keeping well. What can I?"
Things have been most fortuitous.
She's like, what can I do for you today?"
I require your aid in procuring.
I require your finest potion.
Oh my god.
In procuring a potion crafting instrument.
What might you be looking for? What kind of instrument? You just looking for like a better kit?
Yeah.
Because
Honestly.
you have the basic one, right?
Right. I have like the most like ragtag, let me see what it was called. I think I have it somewhere. Have I written down somewhere? I thought.
She's like,
Go ahead.
She's like, "Oh yeah, we
Novice
I'm
potion
sorry,
making
I'm so
kit.
tired." She's
No,
like,
it's all good, bro.
I have give me just a moment, and she kind of flies and flutters, kind of through a. And it's kind of funny because it's not necessarily a door; it's more like a hole in the wall. It's ornately decorated and beautiful, but like her storeroom is kind of interesting because like a normal sized person couldn't get to it. She kind of flies through a hole in the wall, and and you just see like shadows moving in through the hole, and she kind of flutters back in, and she's like, I believe I do have some things that could suit those needs. It depends on how much you're wanting to put towards it. I do have like this exquisite set," and she kind of like flies back and brings back a like a larger chest. And it's kind of odd how I would say the chest comes floating behind her as she comes back, and it kind of sits on the ground, and the lid magically just kind of opens up, and you can see like gilded beaker holders and things like that, like a very pristine looking stuff. She's like, this one I had imported from across the seas. Something like this may run you, 2,000 or so. But if this is more of a, if you need something a little less, I believe I have something back there.
My most gracious Aurelius, I am flattered that
Here
you
it
would
starts.
give me give me such a wonderfully crafted potion making kit. However, I must inform you, I am still very much a novice at potion making, so my talents would not dare. It would sully the greatness of this potion kit.
And the lid on that one kind of, it closes, and she's like, oh,
and before you go, this is what I've been making potions with, and I set down my novice potion making kit,
which is essentially like a rusty stand in a glass bottle. Like, they got the mobile meth lab. And she kind of is taken aback by it, and he's like, okay, you can get that off my counter. And
would you please save someone as
she's like,
myself from this atrocious thing that I've been dealing with?
I understand. And she kind of flies through again. Comes back this time with like a smaller box. A little more plain. You open it up, and it's not necessarily gilded in the sense that it's like encrusted with jewels and like the shit's like all fancily done. It's just kind of more plain. Couple of beaker stands, more practical, but still new, freshly made, not used. She's like, oh, for this kit here, it would run you roughly 500. But this will do you well. You will be able to craft good things with this.
I see. This seems to be exactly what I'm looking for. Is there any chance that we may have a negotiation of a possibly different price?
What were you thinking? Man, is that?
Could you do 350?
You can roll. Presence.
Yes.
Action roll, so I need your hope and fear and all that good stuff. This is negotiating prices if one of your things has to do with that.
So I guess harder, that's not what it right there. I will get advantage on this since I'm negotiating prices. Highborn community. Presence.
And this is somebody that knows your family, so you can definitely use your status.
Oh,
what is
thank
it?
God! 29 with hope.
Holy shit.
Yeah, buddy. Hey, she gonna cut me a bigger discount because she knows me, right?
No,
she
that
gonna
was
say 300, right?
You had to get high, and you succeeded, so you're gonna get what you wanted. Was it hope or fear?
Hope.
Hope.
Yes.
So take your hope. She kind of looks at you for a second, and she has kind of like a stern look when you're like, negotiations. She's like, well, what are you thinking? And you came back with 350, and that's kind of a lot off. But she's kind of like looks at you, and then her expression softens. She's like, Tug, I've always admired your curiosity. Normally I won't do this for people, but this time I'd be happy to help you out. since you've decided to, take an interest in my interest. So I think 350 sounds reasonable for this time.
Right. The loveliest of potion makers, not one better in all of Keelong. Your generosity is humbly accepted and graciously admired. And then, of course, I pay up to 350.
I was about to say, she's gonna be like, "Oh, thanks, give me the money."
No, I got you.
I do your 350.
4, 1, and then I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, yeah. Okay.
And so now you have a whatever comes after novice.
Apprentice.
Maybe. Novice, apprentice, adept,
Intermediate?
expert, master. Let's do adept. We're skipping apprentice.
Alright,
We're going to adept.
Let's fucking go.
Because I don't want to do 5 different levels. I'm thinking more like 3 levels.
Heard. So now I have. Oh wait, no, it's add custom. It's adept potion.
Actually, you know what you're gonna call it? Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Let me look at the potion. See what the potions are called. You know what? Just call it whatever we just said. Adept.
Potion making kit. Heard. And then
Damn, it's been a while since you made a potion.
well, I mean, dude,
Well, I'm trying to remember because we discussed it, and what was I saying?
So currently, I have potion proficiency, but the issue is I've never gotten a chance to do it on a downtime because I've always had to do armor, HP,
Right.
or all that shit. So I've never really had a chance.
Well, because you've done it. You've made a couple potions.
I made 2 potions.
But I was trying
yes.
to remember if I was saying like the next kit up, you'll be able to make like the next level of potions, or if we were doing like once you make so many. I couldn't remember. I couldn't remember if the kit was a plus to the roll, or if the kit was the levels of stuff. Which I mean, we can figure it out at a later date.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think that's been stated.
Right. Well, I think we talked. Like I said, we talked about it. But it was like literally 5 minutes of
Super quick,
conversation.
yeah.
Like,
Right.
I think before we even streamed the shit.
Mhm.
Like, I think that discussion happened before, like, somewhere early on.
Right. And then I look to Az and Samlin and I say, "Is there anything that you may be in need of procuring today?"
Samlin want it? I got.
All of a sudden, I start acting all fancy, like looking at the different potions on the I guess around the shop, like.
Right.
Oh,
I'd say there's several
very-
display stands with a bunch of potions in
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
And then I hit
I
Az
think-
telepathically and I say, "If you touch it, you buy it. Be careful." Telepathically, I tell Az that.
Okay.
I was about to grab one and I said, no, actually this one doesn't speak to me so much. Maybe. But then I start walking back and I'm like looking at the ceiling. That's nice craftsmanship, by the way. Yeah, they don't do the buildings like these days. I think somebody is calling me out on the streets, and I feel compelled to respond. Yes, I'm going. Just moving away, out of the shop.
As leaves, Samlin's is kind of looking, and he He's like, he goes to the lady. He's like, "Is there something that would help me relax more?" You know. And she's like, I may have something. And she kind of flies over to this one rack, and she's like, I would say something like this would might be helpful in relaxation time. And someone's like, oh, okay, cool, you know. And it's like, oh, how much is it? She's like, they are 100 apiece. Samlin kind of ponders for a moment, and he's like, you know what, I'll take 3. So Samlin grabs 3 of these potions, and in, you know, out of game terms, it's a potion of stability. On use, take 1 additional downtime move.
Oh shit!
So
Damn, that's massive.
Samlin's like, I'm gonna grab these in case we really need them one day. It's, you know, I don't know if we'll ever come to a high-end potion shop again.
Wow. That's massive.
What was it? Stability. Potion of stability. Or actually, and Samlin takes 1 and gives 1 to Tuglow and gives 1 to Az. As he comes out of the shop, he's like, Az, I got you a present.
Huh?
And tosses the little potion towards you. And he kind of explains, and you get the sense that, like, if you're resting in the middle of a series of battles, that you would, you know, this would help you relax better and get more rest in your rest time.
Is this
Hell yeah.
the infamous CBD I've heard about?
It is, it's literally CBD, yep.
Let's
But
fucking
it's
go.
potion of stability in the equipment.
Potion of stability.
Mhm.
All right.
Yep. On
and
use, take 1 additional downtime.
Since I'm the only one here, I kind of, and it's funny because me and Aurelius are the only ones in the shop, and so now I have a much more relaxed kind of mannerisms with her.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I speak with her and I say, I really appreciate the things that you've done for me and my friends. Is there, you know, anything that you could pass on to me, you know, kind of knowledge-wise, in the crafting of potions? Since, you know, I'm very kind of starting out, I'm very new at it. Is there anything that you could kind of guide me towards when making potions?
Let's see. She says, I'll tell you what, let me teach you how to make your potions a little more potent.
Let's fucking go.
And basically, and it doesn't take very long, but she kind of describes, because she saw what set you had previously, which, like I said, which was like 1 or 2 glass beakers, a rusty stand for a burner, you know, a little candle stand to put under it. Whereas this new kit has a couple of extra glass pieces, a couple extra stands. And she basically kind of tells you, like, how to use the new kit to the best of its ability. And I'll say you now have a chance to make regular health potions, not just minor health potions.
Oh, that's fucking massive.
Which the
Potion proficiency.
main thing is, like, you know, essentially with a regular health potion, it's guaranteed 2 HP.
Right.
Oh,
Taught me how to use my adept potion.
Oh man,
Thinking kit,
I love Skyrim music.
which give me a chance to make. You said regular health potions, right?
Right.
We can talk about the chance and all that shit later.
Right. Listen to this one.
And so, you
Can
know,
I make explosive bullets?
Are you asking, can you? Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure I can. I could.
I mean,
it would be
yeah.
a limited amount. You know, you choose when to
Oh
use
yeah, I
it.
mean, if
and
you're
you have
like,
a
if you're talking
specific
about something
number.
like that, then sure, yeah, why not?
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, you
Um,
just crossed my mind.
and so I look at her and I kind of curtsy again and just tell her thank you so much for allowing me to buy this potion kit from you and further increase my knowledge of how to use it. I very much appreciate it.
Well, it's no problem. I've always I've known your family for a while, and I've always been good people. But I hope you make many good fine potions with the with the kit.
Oh, I most certainly will, and I'm hoping one day I can, be talented enough to use the first potion making kit that you showed to me. I'm very excited to craft more now that I've seen that.
Absolutely. And also just a clarifier: if you're going to be making the stronger potions, you will need more supplies.
Okay.
So, and essentially, she conveys the message that
Mhm.
you're going to essentially have to pay double to roughly 80 gold to get the ingredients to make a regular health potion.
Okay.
Whereas I think we had said like 40 is kind of like your market rate, for the miners. And then we'll probably
40.
say the next is 40 more,
And then we'll say 80G for regular, and then 120G for.
Which, yeah, you can't quite make those yet, but just for future reference, it will be more than likely another 40.
This is the amount that I'd have to purchase to make it, like the ingredients.
You would have to
right?
go to the shop, say, I want to get this stuff. Wow.
Mhm. Gotcha.
Or like if you ever want to buy a shit ton,
It would be,
then you could like, if you say, oh, I'm gonna get 240 gold worth,
Mhm.
but I'm gonna make 2 minors and a major, I'm using 160 total. And then you can, you could say, I have X amount of gold of ingredients, and then make whatever kind you want.
Whatever. Okay, herd, bet, pig bet. That's okay.
Because it'll probably also take a little extra time to make
the regular.
the regulars.
Okay, heard. Dude, we fucking cooking, bro. And now that she's passed that information, I again curtsy and tell her, I'll be sure to let my family know of the kindness that you've showed today. And I'll be looking forward to our potential business in the future.
Absolutely. It was good
And
to
then
see
I
you
get
again.
Always a pleasure to see you as well. And then I curtsy and get the fuck out of there.
Word. Alright, so get out of there and join Az and Samlin on the outside, and then we'll take a break.
Bet. Good bet.
We'll be right back. I will mute it. All right. So
We back.
you just come out of the potion shop. Samlin kind of looks over and he's like, all right, well, is there anything else that we need to do? Any other pressing matters?
Not really to my. Not to my need.
I have my own little side thing. It's not pressing, but it is something that I would be interested in.
Well, what is it?
I'd like to go to Rotsnots Reeds and go looking for books on certain things. The issue is we cannot have any jewelry, we can't have anything because this is in the poorer side of Keelong. But this is also where more, you know, books and information kind of is available. And so that's why when you asked me what Rodessa was wearing earlier, I said it looks like she's going to the poorer place or, you know, out of the city. Because she wouldn't, you know, obviously you wouldn't be wearing your fucking high garb and all this shit
Right.
when you go to the poor place, so.
The poor place. That's where you'll find me. the poor place.
Hey, bro, I'm in Memphrica for a reason. Come on, man.
Memphrica?
Yeah, bro. That's the thing, man. You think I'm playing?
No, I believe that.
Yeah, and it's so sad because it's so true.
Like, luckily there's no nifty nickname for my town yet. Bro, do you remember when like when we were in school and the whole ISIS thing was really big? And then there was that huge story about the people from Mississippi State.
Yeah.
And what they start calling Starkganistan instead of Starkville. They started calling that shit Starkganistan, bro.
Starkganistan, bro. That shit was so fucking funny.
Because the fucking college kids left to join ISIS. It was crazy, dude. And like one of my sister's friends, like actually went to school with those people.
Oh my
Like,
god.
It's funny.
That's wild.
But anyway, so are you all going to the bookstore? Are you all going to the bookstore?
Yeah.
I would heavily advise that Az comes with.
Okay. Any specific reason you just said Az? Samlin would like to know.
Well,
I'm just
because
kidding.
because of the dream that he told us about recently, and that he should get to know and learn about his god.
Okay.
That had met him in the dream. My whole purpose to going is to find more stuff about Emus. I would hope that Az would go find more stuff about. I'll remember.
I would say in Elong that there is actually a district dedicated to the gods. Which is not, that really wasn't something you saw in Port Fortune. Besides maybe some like small iconography stuff, you know, maybe outside of somebody's house or something. They have like a little idol of some kind. But you know, if you're looking for religious information, that would probably be a good place to check as well. Just throw that out there.
I'll have to hit up Tinkerly, see if he knows.
Which I mean, you would know of, like that play. It's literally, you know, it's like a district. You would know that it's there.
Right. Okay.
In path-wise, you know, you could probably go through there on your way to whatever the hell you just said a second ago. Rat snot, something like that.
Rot snot. No, rot snot.
So yeah, rat snots.
Rat snot?
Raggly books.
Bruh. Not like
Raggly,
this.
yes.
But so what's the call?
We'll go down.
Froze.
Oh,
I froze.
hello? Oh, did you hear me though?
Yeah. All right, go for it.
We'll go through that district, that layer, that tier.
Okay.
See if we can find someone to point us towards somewhere that we can, maybe find something to study, and then go from there.
Which it's easy enough to find. You kind of know the location. You've walked through there before, just walking around. But you've never spent a ton of time there. But there, you know, it is basically like a smaller district within Keelong that essentially has like a kind of circular, large open courtyard area style. And I would say this part is kind of central to the city. But basically you have like this large round courtyard, and there are 6 temples, you could call them. One for, let's see, there is a temple for, you can probably guess which, for Emus, Baguette, Aziri, God of Light, Iris, the Shimmering Dragon, Ethith, the Goblin Queen, Lillian, God of Nature, and Hismir, the Forge Master. So there's a temple to each of those. You do know, obviously, the more evil aligned gods are not represented.
Right. Yeah, I kind of look to Az and Samlin, and I say, Az, it looks like if you head down towards that way, you'll be able to see the temple for your god. Samlin, I know that you are more in tune with
I am a
nature.
temple to my own god. My body is but a way through. And you see my wings spreading. Yes. I can feel Hismir.
And I'm just gonna push him
My faith
towards
is unwavering.
towards the temple.
and I start falling, and then, I fall, and then because my wings are open, I just go. I just move. I glide right.
He's like
I'm touching ground no more.
gliding with your feet dragging on the ground, just
Right. And I look to Samlin and I say, I know my way around here. If you'd like to join him, or if you'd like to, meditate with nature and such, you're more than welcome. But I'm going to be heading towards this way, to head towards the temple for Emus, which is where I'll be at.
Hamlin's like, I'll just sit in the courtyard and y'all can beat back up on me.
Okay.
Samlin finds like a nice place to sit down under a tree, shade tree in the courtyard. Which there are many people in various like colored robes and attire. There are common folk. You see, this is one of the places where the the classes do intermingle a little more. So you do kind of see the whole spread of the population.
Mhm.
So as you know, Tuglow kind of pointed you in a direction, and as you start walking, you know, you see, as she points it out, there's this large it is a large dome shape, but it is completely made of stone, with the exception of out in the front. So it's like a stone dome, a pretty large opening, but in the front there are these like beautifully crafted like metal sculptures, you could almost say. You know, they're
are reminiscent of some other sculptures that I've seen in some dreams in the front of some palace.
sure, yeah, absolutely. But as you enter, you know, you notice there are several people in there kind of sitting silently, like kind of praying and whatnot. Hizmir is not necessarily one of the gods that gets prayed to a bunch. Mostly it's people that are like coming and hoping for, you know, you see like a lot of craftsmen, things like that in this area, hoping that Hizmir will bless their creations and you know, keep I guess just keep things rolling. You also notice a couple of guards in there that seem to be kind of having a moment, just for safety in protecting the order. It's kind of like, you know, what people would pray for in Hizmir. But is there anything you're specifically...
I enter. I mark a pause at the entrance, just after the entrance. And then there's a big smile coming onto me.
And I would say you definitely feel like an interesting sensation.
Yeah.
Similar to like
Tingles.
when you call upon like these, you know, powers that you had kind of forgotten you had, but they kind of reawakened. Like it's almost like you're getting that feeling without channeling anything. You just feel as if you are in that presence.
I find a little alcove, you know, away from prying eyes, where I can have my myself to my own, as they say. And I sit on some little stool.
Okay.
And without a lot of reverence, but with true faith, I'm just starting to have a little conversation with Izmir, saying, Izmir, I thank you for the blessings you've been giving me. I still remember that dream. It's very vivid. We came to this town hoping to achieve what I wasn't able to achieve before. There's a lot of people around me that are caring for this endeavor of ours. So my endeavor and yours. I mean yours, mine. I mean both of us. I guess you get the sense of what I'm trying to say. I've learned there was a temple dedicated to you. Yeah, might be a good thing to come by now and then to give you a little heads up on what's going on. I found a blacksmith. I hope he's worthy of what I'm trying to accomplish with him. You know, since it's kind of related to your job and my job. I mean, our job. You get the sense of what I'm trying to say, and I think you're getting the sense of what's going on here. But whatever. I'll come later in a few days. I have a big steel rod that I would like you to bless. Now it's not done yet because it has to be hallowed, and apparently it takes a lot of time and effort. So I'm just gonna have to wait on it, and therefore you're gonna have to wait on it as well. I guess both of us will have to wait. So I'll come back later, and if it's well made, then I'll give it to you, and maybe you put your blessing upon it. That would very much help me achieve my job, your job. I mean, our job. I have it. Yeah.
As you kind of continue to babble, you hear from behind you, like a very calming voice, just say the best. They go, the best prayer is an earnest one. And you turn around and there's someone standing there in like these slate colored, like gray colored robes, with like a pendant around their neck that has a symbol of the anvil and the scales of order, and it just appears to be like a priest of Hizmir. And they just kind of exclaim, they're like, it doesn't have to be eloquent as long as you're being earnest in what you're saying.
Okay, first of all, I don't know you. I'm gonna have to be very polite with you. But I appreciate the concern, because if you think that I was trying to be eloquent here, you're wrongly mistaken. It's just that I have a very weird relationship with Izmir, and I guess he has a very weird relationship with me as well. Well, let's not get into that. What I mean to say is, this is earnest. And with the utmost respect that I have for what you're probably doing here, I was having a private conversation with my god, and there's a febrility in my words as I've been stopped in my prayer, and there's like flickers of light, like like feathers shivering, but ethereal feathers like shivering behind my back very slightly. But I try to keep my composure because I know where I am. So I say,
and they say, "Well, I apologize.
Thank you for the...
I apologize. I felt compelled to come speak to you. I just had a feeling to come talk to you. I apologize for bothering you. I'll leave you."
No,
and they kind of step away.
I mean, you're not bothering me. I guess that if you felt inspired to come here to interrupt me, it's probably because
They're already
he
gone.
was getting bored of hearing me. Hello? God damn, I cannot. You see what I have to go through? I'm trying my best here. Whatever. Thank you for being here. And I'm kind of pissed off. Not at him, but at the whole fucking world right now. And I'm walking out of the shrine, not being pissed off at Izmir, but being like, God damn it, why doesn't it go right sometimes? Can I have my peace? And I just go out and next scene.
next scene is crazy.
All right, so Tuglow, Tuglow, you approach. Lord. As you approach the Temple of Emus, this would be a excuse me. I would say this is more of a tower, as opposed to like a lower wide dome, kind of like the Temple of Izmir. It's more of a tower, but it is like a, not super tall, but it almost looks like an abstract art piece. I don't know how to describe it necessarily. But it is pleasing to the eye, but it is chaotic in its nature. Yeah, I think that's the best way I can describe it.
Hey man, I like it.
But as you approach, you enter. There are several worshippers kind of around. It would seem that these maybe are more ologists type artists, things of that nature. Are people in there asking for blessings of expression, I guess is a good way to say. But as you come in, you are immediately met by a priestess who's wearing purple robes. As they kind of greet you, they're like, "Oh, welcome, Temple of. If there's anything you require, please let us know." And they kind of, unless you say anything back, they part. Head over to do other stuff.
Yeah. So I kind of look around and kind of feel inspired almost, and kind of feel excited because I still remember the dream that I had with Emus, and I kind of remember the setting in which I was approached per se by her, and I remember that she had told me to continue spreading the songs of the world, and to continue writing things down, and to kind of walk a better path. And so bless you.
Bless you. Bless us.
Amen. And and so while it's been a while since I've gotten the chance to kind of pray or kind of try to just reach out to her per se, and so I'll go out to kind of a little section in the temple, and instead of like praying and asking for kind of different blessings and such, I start kind of relaying and telling her the stories and the things that I've seen and the things that I've been through, and I kind of just have like a kind of a personal, like almost like a recap reflection type deal, but I'm relaying this to her. I'm not asking for anything, I'm not wanting anything, I'm just simply like, hey, I just wanted to convey this to you. And so by the time that however long has passed, I feel much more enlightened after kind of sharing that with her. And then I go and look for a priestess that had contacted, or met me at the entrance. And I see her and I ask, hey, this is the first time I've ever been to a temple dedicated to Emus. Is there anything that I should know? Like, should I make an offering before I leave? Should I, do XYZ? Are there books that I can read about her in particular? Is there anything like that?
Like there's no protocol per se. Welcome to donate to the temple monetarily, if you'd like to. But Miss is just she's often celebrated as like a god of expression in a way. There's bring honor to her by expressing yourself, and I don't know how to you honor her by observing and participating, and just kind of enjoying the ride. We do have a small library with written text. Wish to peruse that, it is open. But like I said, there's no no sacrifice, no no offerings that are required.
Heard. I'd love to go check some of it out. Yeah, I'd love to do that.
They kind of lead you over to a little area. It's like, just down a small little hallway. There's like a little room with a table and chairs and some books and stuff. If you'd like, can roll a knowledge check or a knowledge roll.
11 with hope.
11 with hope. Okay, take your hope. You're kind of skimming the spines of the books, looking for stuff. You grab a couple of things that look like they could be of import, and you kind of like scroll through them and thumb through and look and skim. There aren't too many things that you pick up that you don't already know, that you haven't learned just from like that because you did get that book on the gods, which kind of told a lot. A big find, I would say. So there's nothing in particular that catches your eye necessarily. Just some like lore tidbits, like you maybe pick up that in theory, like the direct opposition, not opposition, but the opposite of Emus would be Onus, the Lord of Fiends. Whereas Emus is free-flowing, unrestrictive good. Onus is very like lawful. Like if you use alignments, Emus is chaotic good. Onus is lawful evil. So that would mean like subjugation and tyranny through forceful means. Very controlling, and not good spirited. Whereas Emus is good spirited.
Oh.
So I'd say you kind of gather a little bit of that stuff as well.
Hell yeah. Damn, that was a good find, honestly.
But anything else you want to do in the temple?
You know, my first time being there, I'll toss him a handful. You know, I'll go put one handful in the offering.
You kind of come up and inquire, and she directs you over to. There's like a little nice ornate wooden box sitting kind of at the front of the temple, and you drop some coin in there.
Hell yeah.
I would say both of you have a common, even though Az's may have went a little weird at the end, you both have like a very nice, you both have a, what I would say, a good visit. I don't know how else to put it. You both feel, somewhat enlightened, and you feel like a little bit of a stronger connection to these beings. I'll say you can both take a hope.
Oh damn.
Nice.
Tuglow learned more, and Az learned that maybe he has more to learn.
Oh?
Yeah,
Anyway,
this is the way.
this is the way. So with that, y'all come out, and that itself, basically I would imagine as this is like 2 to 3 p.m., probably close to like 3 to 4 maybe. Y'all went separate ways. Az probably came back first. Tuglow probably came back later. At this point, it's probably 5 or 6. So, you spent like maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours there.
Sorry, fellas, I didn't mean to go so long. I had an opportunity to read about Emus, and I guess I just lost track of time. My apologies.
No problem.
You find me sitting on a bench, sharing with Sam a pipe of fizzleweed.
Okay.
Word.
Hey, Miss Lowe, I'm gonna tell you something.
Y'all,
You don't need to worry so much. You need to relax sometimes. See, after I got out of the temple, I felt a connection that you probably felt too. And I told myself, hey, Samlin, we should enjoy this. I mean, I told him to myself to enjoy me. It was pleasant. Let me tell you, I did feel the time. I don't even know what time it is right now.
Samlin's like, he's been hitting the pipe a lot harder than I have.
I can definitely tell. Oh.
Yeah, you're essentially smoking a pipe in the fucking church courtyard.
Jesus.
But
so I will say, if y'all want to run the risk of going to Rotsnots Reeds, we can go. There just may be something, that might happen, towards the nighttime. I've always been told to stay clear of it. The only times that I've been is when I was with my when I was with Ifera. Otherwise, my mother and I only went during the day.
Samlin's like, I'm sure we can handle ourselves, but it could be not worth the trouble.
No, it's fine. And I start walking in the opposite direction.
Is Az walking the right way?
Az, which way are you trying to go? Are you trying to go to The poor
Yeah.
or the rich side? The poor side is where Rotsnots Reeds is at.
Yeah, I'm trying to go this way, but I'm actually going the other way.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
trying to
actually
get
going.
out of this. Yeah.
Yeah, you're going back to my house. That's the
Yeah.
direction that you're going.
Oh, okay. Okay, where are we going? Rats nuts, rust nuts. He's gonna be fine. What can happen to us? We've battled demons, evils, scumbags, bears.
Cumbags.
There's that one time that
Yeah,
you
that's
died.
a story for another time. Yeah, I died once. I died, and I take something and I bring up to my face. I died. We should be okay.
Well,
I think that's always good.
as long as we just make it back before, super, I would assume there's still some sun in the sky.
Yeah.
As long as we make it back before nightfall, I think we should be okay.
You have probably 2 hours of sun.
I think
Let's go.
that's more than
Let's go.
enough time. So then I point him and I kind of go like this, and I'm like, it's this way, and we start heading the correct way towards there.
Cool deal. All right, so once you go down, this would be the first time y'all been to like the core area. These are generally going to be rough cuts, jagged, maybe not smooth, almost possibly dangerous sometimes. It's just not as nicely, worked as some of the other, like the nicer areas. There are people in the street. They're like shady looking folks. Some people kind of giving y'all funny looks. Nothing too crazy though. You do make your way to Rotsnots Reed.
I put on my. By the way, I put on my hood, and
Hmm.
and I kept the pipe not too far, so sometimes they see a hooded figure passing in front of them with like a little trail of smoke behind.
Word.
Not shady at all. I am literally in my element.
You fit right in.
Yes.
But y'all arrive at Rotsnots. They, kind of more rundown looking. It's not super. It's not like huge per se, but a decent size. Upon entry, you see. What do we see?
Upon entry, while it may not be a bigger size building, there's definitely a plethora of books everywhere. There is no, you know how in libraries they have like sections of this
Right.
and then this, and then there is none of that. It's more scattered, and you gotta
Dude,
kind
that's
of
exactly
look
what I was
through
thinking.
it. You gotta look through everything, and you've gotta
I was
kind
kind
of
of
find what
imagining
you
just
want.
stacks of books.
exactly
Not on shelves, but like stacks.
No, just literally
sitting
stacks.
everywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. Oh yeah.
And there is no rhyme or reason to it. There is no way to figure out, oh, this is that section, or there is none of that. There's a couple, I wouldn't even say full tables. There are like half tables, and some of them are like cut, some of them are broken. You've got stools that you can sit on, and then you see Rotsnot behind the counter, and he is a fungrel.
Okay.
And as far as size, I don't really know the range of how big or small fungrels are.
In my mind, they're as small as a mushroom.
Gotcha. I would say he's about, let's just say a solid 6 foot.
Okay, so average size.
Yeah.
Well, technically larger than average.
Yeah. So 6 foot fungal. This is the guy who runs this shop. His name is Rotsnot. And I have had, multiple
Right.
meetings with him when I was a kid. Every so often my mom would take me down here, and we would read books.
And as you enter, he kind of looks up from what he's doing. He goes, "Well, look who it is." And as you kind of walk in, he's like, "It's great to see you, Miss Low."
Rotsnot!
And
God damn.
he's he's like, "What
My man.
It's it's great to see you again. What brings you, I know your mama told me you were out and about. What brings you back to town?"
Well, I mean, there ain't nothing but one thing here for me to do in this establishment now, is there?
I reckon, yeah. What are you? I mean, you know the deal. Look around and see something you like. Let me know.
Will do. And so, I'm personally looking for any books about Breeze. Maybe something there can, whether it be the history of Breeze, whether it's any kind of wars or battles there, anything that may help me find something about where this artifact might be. That's what I'm looking for in this,
Make a knowledge roll.
While he's doing this, as soon as I see that it's a fungal, I change weed type. I empty my now empty or near empty pipe, and I put in the leaves that were given to me
Thistlebridge.
in Burrow's outpost.
Oh, okay.
And I put in the Burrow's high. In my head, fungal, maybe they are like-minded persons, and maybe they have like the same taste. And since this one was smoking this, maybe this one knows about it, and then it creates a connection. But I don't say anything. I just light it up a little bit. I take a little puff, but I don't say anything much more.
I mean, you can keep talking now.
No, that's all there is.
Huh. Oh. So as y'all are looking, what'd you roll?
A crit.
Nice. What were you looking for?
Damn.
A book about anything related to do with Breeze, whether it's wars,
found a
history,
book
artifacts, anything.
Found a book called Elema.
Let me write that down.
Lema.
Okay. Okay.
And just skimming, you'd have to take time unless you're going to sit here and like hardcore read a book.
Mhm.
You skim through, and this is a book detailing the various Simia tribes that live in the Chorus Confederation, and have lived there before the Chorus Confederation. And it essentially outlines all the little villages. So there's like Kara, Reed. There is on the other one.
All good.
higher. Tempest. I think there was another one too. There's 5 of them.
Okay.
But that's kind of like what you get from a skim. There is a section on breathe, history of it. I will say you don't specifically see anything about an artifact of any kind, right?
Okay.
But like, you know, you're not really going to find knowledge about the artifact specifically out in the public.
Right.
It's going to be like withheld information. Kind of like maybe like what your mom was getting at. It's like stuff that you didn't have access to might help, you know.
Right.
Or maybe the Royal Library. Who knows?
Something like that.
Hey. Okay. You know, I find the Elema, and you know, I feel like it's all. I feel like almost as if Emis had led me to this book, you know, because maybe she wants me to read and study and understand more about the simias, or because, you know, we're heading to Breeze, there may be some information in there that may help me. And so, you know, I really feel like, man, you know, I feel like this is something, maybe the stories that I was sharing with her, kind of, hey, she was happy about it and she wants to see more from me maybe. And so I really feel like this is that book that she kind of gave to me almost.
Man, a real life believer
kind
in
of
Emus now.
jealous
He said she
seeing,
blessed my dice.
Hey, let me tell you now.
Go ahead.
Honest to Emus, baby.
Go ahead, Baguette.
I was just gonna say, I'm seeing Miss Slow so radiant about our find. I also want to try it out, and I call upon Izmir and I say, Izmir, I would like to understand the secrets of alchemy and black powder. Find me something.
You're such a cock the way you ask for stuff.
What?
I love it. I said you're such a cock the way you ask for stuff.
I'm not a cook. I'm dumb, but I'm also simple.
I just said I like it. I just said I like it.
Okay.
Give me a knowledge roll. All good.
Nine, with hope.
Damn it, dude. What? And it's so bad because every time you do that, you roll bad. I wish you'd roll good. It's just narratively, your god just hates you. I guess. Not really. Your dice like to make it seem that way sometimes.
Well,
you do
maybe
find.
I should do a. Maybe maybe I should do it, but I'm downgrading my luck because I don't have a bonus on instinct.
Wait, what'd you say?
The way I explained it, I'm trying to perceive something, like to navigate with my senses, not to analyze what I'm looking at. So what I propose to you is I re-roll, but it's kind of fair because I don't have the +2. I don't have any bonus to instinct.
If you wanted to swap, it would be what you rolled -2. So it would be 7 instead of 9. Because we're not re-rolling it.
Oh, okay.
You know, like if you're like, oh, well, let's use instinct instead, I wouldn't let you re-roll. You could just change the modifier, you know? But I will say, you get to looking around, and you do find like a small little pamphlet of some kind that is, it's weird, it's literature on canon use. That would maybe like if you were on a ship of educated people, you could have that as a guide for them. Now, if it's a ship of uneducated folks, like the pamphlets, that's probably why it's sitting in a dusty shop. It's like, well, half my sailors can't read. Why would I have this literature on board? But you do find, and it does catch your interest, and there is some good information in there that may help with your designs of stuff. Not a ton.
So I know how to load
small...
the cannon, how to clean it, and
I would say, yeah, like, there's some like maintenance stuff in there, and then there's like basic information on like how much powder to use, things like that, possibly.
Okay.
So that, a little bit of help with your
could become useful. Could become useful
right.
in the future.
Well, I mean, a cannon is just a big gun.
If I ever find myself captaining boat with guns,
a cannon should. All right, you know what? You didn't find shit, bitch. a cannon is just an oversized musket, essentially.
Oh, yeah.
It's just so you're kind of.
One might argue that.
Right.
Yeah.
It'll have some contextual, thought processes that might help.
Yeah. Contextual things.
Hey, look, bro, I'm trying to throw you a bone, bitch. Like this man. I'm like, you've got to quit failing every time you ask your God for help.
So
like Jesus Christ.
I'm very happy. You would have gave me scraps of. Hey, you found shit. I was like, okay, it is what it is. There's other libraries in this town. Okay, it's okay.
But anyway, so you both found some literature. Are you wanting to purchase said stuff or what?
Me personally, hell yeah. I'm definitely trying to buy this. I think it'll help us in our quest per se.
Which
maybe even learn something about Samlin. I don't know.
I would say that it is a negligible amount of gold purchase. So,
perfect.
If you want it, you got it. It costs you 3 gold.
Hey,
as
perfect.
Your pamphlet is 1.
And you know what? Just and I'm gonna let y'all in on the little secret. Me and Rotsnot, every time because ever since I was a little kid, I always thought that he was like obviously little kid, 6 foot tall, very big difference.
Right.
But if I'm just basing it off of the picture that I see, I would assume that brother's got a gut. And so ever since I was a little kid,
all the fun girls are kind of fat, aren't they?
Yeah. Ever since I was a little kid, we would always like belly slam each other as our way of saying goodbye. And so to keep said ritual, I say, hey, thank you for the book. It's always a pleasure to see you. I'll definitely be sure to tell my mom, we came by and, send her regards, and then I go for the belly slam.
Just for fun.
Roll strength.
Exactly, actually. But let me roll for dude here as well. All right. Roll strength. No hope, fear. This is just for funsies.
14.
8. So you go to do the belly joust, and you surprise the Rotsnot and yourself at the amount of force you're able to throw.
Yeah.
As you kind of, you bump, and he kind of, he takes a couple steps back, and he's like, I like that shit,
Oh, I did it! That's the first time I've ever done that! Let's go!
And he's like, you've definitely grown a lot, Miss Lowe's. It was excellent to see you.
It was an amazing time seeing you, Rotsnot. I hope to see you again in the future, my friend.
Absolutely. I'll come back and see me.
Hell yeah, dude. Let's fucking go. I actually won the fucking belly joust. GG, dude.
I
That's
walked
fucking
to him
awesome.
with my little pamphlet in my hand, and just because of stuff, I grab a random book and I put it with the pamphlet, and I say, I'm gonna buy those two. And I don't know what it is,
Okay.
and I don't want to know what it is.
It's 3.
It's just
He
not
says
yet.
it's 3 gold, and you know, like I said, you don't have to track the 3 gold. That's so you
Okay.
hand over the couple coins.
And as he gave them to me, I kind of brace myself because I want to do the belly gong too, but I have a feeling he might not want to. So I'm like, "What's up?" I'm waiting.
He kind of looks at you, Tuglow.
I look at Rotsnot, I look at Az, and then I say, he's cool.
And he Rotsnot kind of like slaps his belly and then kind of comes towards you. If you want
Let's
to
get it.
roll strength. What'd you get? Oh no. I actually rolled pretty decent. What'd you get? This man went emo hair, holy shit. Cut my life into pieces. What'd you get, Baguette?
He's gonna say like he rolled a 5.
You got a 3, the lowest possible number you can get without critting.
Well, I only say 5 because I think he might have like 2 strength.
Right.
I posted something in Daggerheart.
Screenshot of your...
Oh, he crit!
Bro, how many times you sit there and press that button till you crit?
Once.
All right.
That's insane. GG.
Nice. And so with that, you go to meet him in the belly joust, and this time it actually, you know, your heavy metal frame, he wasn't really expecting it, and it kind of like caught him off guard as he takes a couple steps back and actually falls onto his ass, and he lets out like a big laugh.
I'm sorry.
And he's like laughing really hard, and he's like, it's no problem, and he kind of takes your hand and you, as you help him up, like, you're always welcome around here, friend. Kind of smack,
yeah.
and he kind of
Sounds
smacks
good.
you on the back, and like a little payback almost, it feels like,
You got it, Chief. You got it.
as y'all he looks, and then he turns and looks at Samuel, and Samuel's like, I'm good, man, I'm good. you might kill me. And he, you know, the Rotsnot lets out another laugh, and as y'all exit the building.
Oh, that's fucking awesome.
Shit, that's so funny.
Is there anything else that you needed to do? It is now getting dark.
I need to get the
Let's-
fuck out of here.
Yeah, let's go. Let's flee to higher purposes and grounds.
You make your way out from Rotsnot's reeds. And you walk for I'm gonna let let's just do both of you make instinct reaction. Hell, I'll let Samlin do.
I'm gonna use my quick-witted trait and spend a hope.
Yeah, okay.
You said it's just a reaction roll, right?
Right.
Okay, perfect.
9.
Family.
I rolled
I
shit.
got 10 total. With
I
my
got
plus
16.
4. Tuglow. So Sam and
Well, I guess somebody's aware.
Samlin and Az are too busy talking to each other about stuff, you know. They're in a new place they've never been, so they're kind of, oh man, this is so cool. Da 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 da. You notice. Wait, what'd you roll?
16.
I'm gonna
that is
spend
shit.
a fear. Because I don't like how this is worded, but Tuglow, mark a stress.
Okay.
As you get this odd sensation that you're being watched, observed.
Really?
Kind of look
Wow.
around. You can't gauge exactly like where it's coming from, but you get like a sense that you're possibly being watched or followed.
What the fuck?
So yes, Sally, and this is how I ended up in all that fucking stuff. And, I mean,
and I
those
kind of
papers are
like
pretty nice, but I don't even know what this book
yeah.
is. And
I
It's
cut
really
in between y'all
interesting.
and I say, "We gotta go, right now." Like,
yeah, we're going.
we gotta no,
What do you
like
mean?
right now. Let's go. And I grab both of them and I start like booking it, like
Oh, we're
getting
running.
up
We're
as
running?
quick as I can.
Okay. All right, so you make your way out through the poor quarters, trying to avoid anybody you maybe see as you're walking. You know, just out of unease. And you make your way up the tiers until eventually you are, you know, or where are you going?
I'm trying to go back home.
So you're going straight to the okay.
Yeah.
So you go all the way back straight to your house, and you know, once inside, you kind of close the door behind you and feel a slight sense of hopefully they can't see into my house, but you know what I'm saying.
What
Slow,
the
are you
fuck was
wearing
that?
the necklace?
The necklace.
Yeah, Samlin wears the necklace. If I recall.
Oh, Samlin. Okay. Are you wearing the
The
necklace?
warding.
Samlin?
Yeah.
Okay. Duh.
What? Do you have it on? Like, is it? I, for lack of better terms, is it powered on right now? Like,
Samlin flips it over. He's like, "Oh shit, I forgot to hit the switch." No, no, it is a constant enchantment.
Oh,
And
okay.
essentially,
okay.
like 30 feet close range of the necklace, shielded from magical sight.
So then, you're telling me that someone was actually close enough to see us? Because when we had left Rotsnots, I had felt a very, like, uncanny sense of unease and kind of almost chills. It was almost as if someone was watching us, and I don't know. I didn't see where, or who, or how many, but I just didn't. I just knew something was going on. That's why I kind of rushed us out of there.
Open up a mental link with me real quick. Since we just entered the courtyard, open up mental. I grab Semlin and I take off and I stealthily, in the shadows of the roofs, of I imagine the courtyard, and then next to it there's some like roofs and overheads, and I just fly upon one of those roofs and we sneak just on top of one of those, just to look into the street, see if there is anybody. And I grab Samlin and he's like, I don't know what he's like, but I grab him and I put him next to me, and we're like, looking over very stealthily, seeing the streets. Do we see anything?
Make a instinct
all of us or just him?
Well, did he said him and Samlin went up.
Yeah.
So you can make the Samlin will give you hope.
Talking to
Okay.
Or I'll give you advantage. I'm spending hope to give.
Thank you. Yeah.
Az, right?
Yes. You're on
Oh.
the ground. You're on the ground.
Bro, you know what? Nah, fuck that. I want to go up there too. Where's it at? I'll put on my gecko gloves.
Hey,
I'm fucking climbing up there.
Spider-Man.
Yeah. How about that? Yeah.
Cool deal.
Yeah, I'm gonna gecko glove up my own house. What's up?
Oh, go ahead. What'd you roll?
Me, I rolled a 7
7 with the advantage.
with hope. With hope. Yeah.
That's with advantage?
Take your hope.
Yeah.
God damn.
I hope Samlin or Miss Lowe rolls better, because
You know, I'm late. I just scaled up here, and I hit that telepathic link with Az, and I say, you know, what are we looking for? You know, did you see anything? And then so, you know, I'm gonna.
Didn't Samlin, you saw anything?
Samlin can't roll because he gave you advantage.
Okay, so then
Tuglow,
I'll roll.
You can try to roll.
Okay.
As I'll also say, perhaps stress, if you want to attempt to not so stealthily check.
I got a 15 with hope.
No,
15, the same
I
thing.
will stay.
Applies. 'Cause
What?
You're kind of
I will not take my
creeping on the
chances.
roof right now, looking.
Uh-huh.
If you want to spend a stress to risk like standing up and looking good, man.
Damn, a 15 didn't do me good.
16 didn't last time.
And I can risk standing
Essentially, last time I spent a fear to force the option on you.
up.
This time, it's more of a choice. You want to, you know, essentially make the situation more stressful by not being discreet and like standing up and looking really hard. Doesn't
Hey, Miss Lowe,
guarantee
I can
what you're.
enshroud
you know,
myself in the cape. What time is it? It's like a dusk, so
it
it's
is-
in shadows. Like
It is getting pretty dark.
Okay, Miss Lowe, I can just enshroud myself in my cape and fly across the street real quick, look down if there is anybody, and land on the next roof. Is that gonna pose problem to your neighbors? Because they ain't gonna see me. I mean, they might see me, but I'm gonna be very quick.
As long as you don't break through the roof, you should be okay.
I will not break through the roof.
Then you should
I
be okay.
enshroud myself, I hide myself, and I zap across the street, on top of the street, to the other roof, and I look at the street at the moment. So it's basically like standing up, but
Right, mark your stress.
with a stress.
Mark your stress for performing this action.
Since he does that, I'll also mark a stress as well.
Okay, so as
And I'll
zips
look.
across, you stand up. You both kind of clock. I'd say to keep from giving you the same thing again. You both have that sense that you're being watched, and as you're darting across, as Tuglow, you stand up. Your sudden movement kind of causes you see a shadow, maybe 3. Like it's fairly not 300, maybe excessive.
150?
Yeah, we'll go 150. 150-ish feet away. You kind of see a shadow shift back into an.
Miss Lowe,
Jesus
do I
Christ.
go after it? I can catch him. Do I go after him?
If you can catch him, I know the alleyway. Like, I know the area. I can catch up to you. So if you can catch him, I will. I'll go. I'll catch up to y'all.
Okay. Let's. I immediately dive down the street with my wings, so flying like, you know, maybe like 20 feet in the middle of the street.
Make
and I'm zapping through that alleyway.
Make an agility.
While he's doing that,
with hope.
10 with hope. Okay. Take your hope. Take your hope. Go ahead, Tuglow.
while he does that, I'm telling Samlin like what's happening. Can Samlin like grab me and wall walk down? He
Hamlin
can't.
can't. Hope.
Is
But
it hope?
Samlin doesn't
okay.
have any hope, but Samlin pulls out his grappler and basically gives you one end of it and lets you rappel down the side of the building. Just kind of use it.
Okay,
Just kind of drops you down safely.
gotcha.
If you were trying to get down to the street.
Well, so okay, if I use my leap ability, it says you can leap up to a close range across gaps or chasms. I'm guessing that's not gonna be close enough to like get off
That's
of my
pretty
house
big.
safely, right?
I mean, you'd still kind of take fall damage because you said you. So I have to assume.
Yeah.
But that's what I said. Like with Samlin
I'll grapple.
using the
Yes,
grapple
I'll
thing, he
grapple.
basically
Yeah.
can kind of belay you down so you don't hurt yourself.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'll do that.
Now,
I'll
if
do
you
that.
if you were gonna start jumping roof to roof, you could do that.
Could I
I
carry
cast
Samlin?
my armor beetle,
Can
by
you?
the way.
You can't. I wouldn't say you'd be able to carry Sam and leap.
Fuck. Okay, yeah, we're just gonna have to do that. We're gonna have to fucking sprint.
Okay. So anyway, you all head towards that direction with the 10 earlier. And also because generally this was just going to be a very challenging thing. You all arrive at the spot where you saw the shadow, and you see no signs of.
Well, it seems that whoever was overwatching us, they know the place.
Y'all are more than welcome to area. No.
What type of alleyway is it that we are walking on? Is it dirt or is it pavement?
Pavement.
No,
it's-
Most of
yeah.
Keelong is paved, especially in Tuglow's neighborhood.
Yeah. Because you got the we up in the rich district.
Right.
Any doors in this alleyway?
No. A straight alleyway, a couple barrels, crates, just get in the alleyway.
He
Nothing
could have
crazy.
done us what we just did to him. I'm looking up onto the roofs.
Okay.
I'll look on the ground if there's anything there.
Okay, y'all roll instinct or knowledge.
I will take instinct.
Can I have a good roll tonight?
You have Google.
No. A good roll
Oh,
tonight.
good
Hey
rolls.
man, you
12 with
Hey,
fear.
you crit earlier.
you
tonight.
crit.
What are you
Yeah,
talking
you
about?
crit the belly.
Yeah,
belly
but,
slam.
yeah.
He's like, oh, it's a fucking thing, fucking fun girl, bitch. What'd y'all get?
12 with fear.
19.
12 with fear.
19 with hope.
19 with hope.
Mhm.
So Tuglow, you look down on the ground, and where you thought you saw them standing, there is a you kind of look up the alleyway where one of those crates are sitting, and you notice a little piece of fabric hanging off the edge of one of the boxes.
Fuck.
And as you go over and you kind of get it and you begin to analyze it, you know what, we'll just, you go grab the cloth. It's red in color with like a little, it's like a little corner piece of cloth, and it's like red with a gold trim.
Okay.
As unfortunately you
hmm.
don't see anything on the roof, taking the fear.
It is what it is.
So, in my head, and I'm just asking this, kind of like a overarching DM question for Keelong. I don't know if you remember when you asked what was Rodessa wearing. I said it was kind of like a darker blue
Mm-hmm.
because she was either going to the poor area or she was going out of the city.
Right.
So in my head, darker colors were kind of more for the poor or less fortunate, whereas brighter colors are more for like the noble, the rich, the more wealthy. What color was the fabric? Because well, you said it was red.
Red
Was it
with a
lighter?
golden trim,
Okay, so okay.
vibrant.
Okay.
But I'll say vibrant. It's like a deep crimson, so it's like a dark red.
Fuck. Okay.
But it's
Okay.
it the gold trim. Make a knowledge
Gives
roll.
it away.
Make a knowledge roll. Analyze it. Rack your brain to see if you can come up with
19 with hope.
him again. Okay, cool. Hell
Yeah,
dude.
literally two things, two
Detective
19s back to back.
Tuglow.
Yeah. Hey, I'm in my hometown, baby.
you
Oh,
do- You're sitting there looking at it and you're like feeling the texture. It seems like a very nice fabric. The deepness of the tone, like you can tell it's an expensive dye. And then of course it's got gold border. So it's like this is a higher quality piece of material.
Damn. What the hell was this? So after, analyzing this piece of cloth, I kind of get tell Az
You get
to
hope or
come
fear?
back down. Hope.
Take your hope.
And I tell Az and Samlin like, hey, based off of the color of this and based off of the trim on this, this would belong to someone who would be in our upper tiers, more wealthy. This would belong to someone more wealthy, but it doesn't make
It could belong
any
to
sense.
someone more wealthy or someone in the employ of someone more. I would say. It doesn't necessarily
Okay.
have to be the rich guy running around.
Right.
saying.
Okay, I got you. But the thing that puzzles me is why were they following us to the poor district? If he works for someone that's wealthy, or if he is someone that's wealthy, why are they following us down there? And for how long did they even know? So that's kind of what troubles me. Oh, and especially now that they know where I live.
They're pretty fast,
Yeah.
if anything.
Damn.
Well,
Samlin's like, very interesting.
maybe we should take turns tonight overwatching the house, or ask your butler
It would
if
make
he has any.
it would make sense since Tuglow's father is advisor king. Probably have guards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have your own battalion, but there's probably guards patrol y'all's neighborhood.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
y'all might even have one at your door.
Yeah.
Because there aren't that many advisors. Toying with the number, but since I don't have to say yet,
Right.
but I mean it's not a shit ton. Not like 40 or it's probably like a single digit number of advisors. So it's you I would say it's not far-fetched for like each of them to have at least one guard at their door,
Right.
and then the guards patrol the neighborhood where all the wealth.
Right.
So
I would
you know,
assume that you're pretty safe in your house, honestly.
possibly.
Unless it's some kind of assassin or.
Right. Well, hey man, I'm gonna be real with you.
You can ask your mom when we come back. Yeah. Ask him too.
Yeah. I was gonna ask
Yeah.
both of them because
Uh,
maybe there's been some change in the usual nobles around here. Maybe someone came up or moved in or something. I don't know, but um,
Let's not sleep on that. That's what I'm saying.
yeah. Yeah. So I kind of guide us back to my house, and then when I walk into the door, you know, you kind of see me do the same thing that my mom did earlier in the day, where I like kind of wave my hand, and then you hear like a ringing, in an off hall, and then a couple moments pass, and Tinkerly appears.
Yes. Bro, I'm so tired. I was like, shit, come on, man, get in the program, get with the program.
No, you good, you good. Oh, Tinkerly, it was very alarming. We had went to Rotsnuts Reeds, and on our way back, I just felt a very uncomfortable kind of gaze on me and my party, and it felt as if someone was kind of pursuing us, and we didn't see them, we didn't catch them, but and I show him the cloth, and I say, "Do you know of anyone who may be associated with something like this? Because they or someone they have employed was most definitely tracking us."
Tinkerly kind of takes it and is like observing it, and he kind of just says the same things that you had kind of gathered. He's like, "Oh, it feels like a, you know, nice quality in the color." He's like, "I think you're on the right track, but I don't recognize such a small piece.
Mm,
I can't really recognize. There are many people around here that would have colors.
okay,
Kind of hard to pinpoint."
right. Do you know if my mother's returned?
Yes,
Is she in her study room, or is she in her
yes.
bedroom? Do you know? She's in her study room. Okay, I'll go ask her. Maybe she'll know something. Would you please see that my friends here are, you know, shown to the guest room and given refreshments if anything, if they need, please.
Yes, yeah, and you know, dinner will be ready here soon. Also, send if maybe get a couple extra guard station.
Thank you very much, Tinkerly. You've always been an amazing man.
Likewise, you're not a man.
Yeah.
Anyway, oh, you go study. Weren't you fun today?
Oh man, you know, I had so much fun today seeing everybody. Um, a lot of people give you their regards. You know, Aurelius, Rotsnot, Spacklewolf. Um, you know, we went to a lot of different places, but um, something kind of is alarming to me. And whether it be someone or someone that they employed, and I just put the cloth on the table and I say, I found this from somebody who was tracking us after we left Rotsnots. And I am like, I don't know what they wanted, but I do not have any good feelings about it. Tinker Lee said that he would get a couple more guards for us tonight just to be safe. Um, do you know anything that's going on? Is there anything with the advising going on right now? Like, do you know who this may belong to, or?
Um, that's like I can't tell. Such a small piece. Nothing. Nothing sticks out in my mind as far as recent. I mean, is with the council the last. It's been months since one new appointed. I'm not I'm not 100% sure. I'll definitely keep my eyes peeled. See if I recognize, like color, things like that. Try to keep my eye, except as there hasn't been. It's been a while since we've met. As far as the council goes, nothing that comes to mind.
Okay. Well, I mean, based off of all the stories that you've, told me since I was a young child, I would say be safe, but I know you're more than capable of handling yourself.
Oh, absolutely. But your mom's like, it's been a busy day with all this excitement. I'm awfully tired.
No worries, Mom. I know I literally dropped in out of nowhere
Kinda same.
without.
It's been great. I'm so happy to have you back. So happy to be
Most
back
definitely.
after 3 weeks.
Hell yeah. I know, Tinkerly said that dinner would be ready soon, and I've made sure that my friends have their arrangements and such in all the guest rooms, so I've seen to that. But I guess I'll prepare myself for dinner as well and see you there.
That sounds excellent.
If y'all see a little smoke coming up from under the door, it's not a fire. Don't worry. It's totally fine. I'm trying to open the window just to
And
clear some fresh air.
Tinkeredly standing there with Az as he's explaining how he's gonna smoke out the guest room. He's like, well, just
Okay, I'll try to do this.
keep it in your pipe, and we'll be okay.
I mean, you're more than welcome to
Oh no.
to share.
He kind of grins and he's like, not tonight, but I appreciate the offer.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, with that, we're gonna stop. All right.
Hell yeah.